We're doing a pick a card reading today, and I had posted a poll months ago on Instagram about what kind of reading we wanted. One was woo-woo and magic, the other one was love, and there was a 50-50 split in the vote. So I said I would do both readings. This reading has been on my list of things to do since we started the poll, since I posted the poll, and it's never felt like the right time. And I feel that although we'll call it a love reading, I'm really focusing on ANAHATA, the heart chakra. So our heart chakra is the place where our upper chakras and our lower chakras meet. It's this middle point. And when we're moving up in the chakra system, our root chakra is all about the tribe, the family we're born into, our foundation, safety, and security. And then we move into the sacral chakra right below our belly button, which is this watery realm. It's passionate, it's creativity, it's this recognition that things exist outside of ourselves and how we are in relationship to each other. And then we move into our solar plexus chakra, which is in our belly. And it is this awareness of ourself as an individual and how we stand in our own power and kind of separate from groupthink or this like self-sacrificing mentality, and how we learn to really be autonomous and sovereign. And then we move into the heart chakra, which is how we connect with the world around us. It's kind of this filter of what we give and take, and how it feels to be in communion with the world around us. And then as we move up, we experience expression and divinity and intuition. And there's a lot of different conversation around the seat of the soul. Like the sacral chakra, I've heard references the seat of the soul, which I can totally see. It's this place of birth and life. And then also the cave of the heart, where we really reside, where we meet ourselves in the darkest, deepest chambers of that space. And that's kind of for you to play with and feel how that energy sits for you. So today in this reading, we're talking about the heart. We are feeling into the space in our body and what I wanted to say the Lord, which I never reference the divine in that way, but maybe someone needs to hear that today. What the Lord, what the divine, what God and the universe has for us. So pile number one is this pink Mary Jo Soulful Revolution deck in this clear quartz crystal. And then pile number two is the Celestial Tarot deck. And I don't know what this is, but it's orange and or yellowish orange, and makes me think of our solar plexus chakra. So I'm gonna start with pile one and see where we go. So I have some oracle cards already picked. I haven't looked at them yet for both decks, but they've been set aside and they've been blessed and everything's been shuffled. So we'll pull a few cards for the overarching theme of this reading. Oh, love it. The Magician. Shit. The Magician, Three of Wands, Eight of Swords in reverse. Give me just a second. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Let me feel into this. This deck feels like It's in regards to love, new partnership, finding or rekindling love somewhere that it's been lost. For some of you, I also feel this is for yourself. It feels very fresh, very new, like a budding, like something coming to fruition that you really wanted. It feels like something that's already here. I feel like it's familiar, whether it's new or something that's been active for a long time. It's something that you've manifested. And I feel that where you are right now is something you manifested for better or for worse. So whether you feel super aligned and really light and just very happy and peaceful, you called this in. If you feel... I also feel like for some of you, you're feeling this like sense of guilt or this sense of loss and regret, and really asking yourself whether or not you made good choices. And the message is the same, like you manifested this for better or for worse. And the for worse isn't because you've done something wrong. It's because you asked for love. You asked for community, you asked for family, you asked for partnership. And by asking for that and really meaning it, things that weren't aligned fell away, which is really painful sometimes. And so this season of newness, of calling in something new, is something that you asked for. You're not here because you're being punished. For those of you who feel like it's kind of heavy, you're here because your prayers are being answered. And so be patient, be still, be quiet. And I see you like, we just finished the show Dark Matter on Apple TV, and it's really good. If you haven't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. It creates a lot of food for thought. But in the show, they go into this box, and when they're in the box, I'm not going into all the detail, but anyway, they can choose to enter a whole new world. And what I see for some of you is that you have stepped into this whole new life, this whole new world. Everything seems like cozy, but unfamiliar, like you've never been here before. And so there's excitement and fear, and you're constantly switching between the two. And what I'm hearing for you and what I'm seeing for you is for you to take a second and to slow down and to look around, to take in your surroundings, to journal what it is you see, to meditate on what it is you see and feel. How are you? What's around you? Who are the people around you? What are the things that you're doing? Are you taking a moment to just take in the life that's around you? And everything about this reading feels really good. You're kind of settled in somewhere new, even if you're not physically somewhere different, like you are different. And you're in this liminal space of shaking off the old and also allowing yourself to show up differently. And so just like I said at the beginning, there's this tug of war between excitement and anxiety because there's uncertainty, and recognizing that it's like you want to learn from the things that you've done in the past, but you also don't want the past to hold you back. So it's this little dance of, I can trust myself, and oh no, are we ending up in the same shitty situation that we were in before? Is this actually new, and are we actually healing, or am I just falling into the same trap? Like this, whatever this is simply a season. this is where we are. We're learning. We're present. And go back and look, like, what have you been asking for? What have you been praying for? How do you see that falling into place for you? How do you see your prayers being answered? And even if you don't have what it is you've been asking for, what changes are happening so that you can have what it is that you've been asking for? We move so fast. So take a moment to reflect. Where have I been? Where am I going? Where are my prayers being answered right now? I'm going to look at your... Well, let me see if there's anything else that wants to come up. Taking the time right now to breathe into your heart, to really feel into that space throughout the next few weeks. And whenever you have a second, just taking 3 breaths and feeling the breath in your heart and letting it out, grounding into the heart space. And again. The solar plexus chakra. This chakra is the hub of digestion. Poor digestion is one of the first signs this chakra is out of balance. This chakra reacts to anxiety and fear, which can in turn affect the body physically. Excessive energy can also lead to overworking yourself, resentment of authority, and being overly judgmental. Deficient energy can cause depression, insecurity, fear of being alone, and poor digestion. There are many ways to balance this chakra. So we're talking about the solar plexus, we're talking about our belly. My favorite practice for this energy center is to picture sunlight here. So if you take a moment to breathe and feel into this chakra in your belly, picture a ball of light here. Inhaling, feeling that light expand, and exhale, feeling it gently contract. Do you feel energized here? Do you feel weak here? What is this space in your body asking for? And all of the energy centers in our body are like muscles. They need love and attention, and they need to be exercised. So this card is saying, pay attention to this chakra. How does digestion feel? Do you feel fear? Do you feel anxiety? Do you always have butterflies here? Like, how does this energy center feel for you? And then we have the elk. And we have save the earth. Those who are mindful and in touch with nature. This mandala is for those who want to change and sincerely want to be kind to others and respect the earth they live on. Also picked by people who are active in saving the earth or want to be active, and people who have inspiration to do good. So let me sit with these. This is the elk card. The energy here feels really stable and really grounded, and like you really desire goodness. You really desire stability. And I feel like right now, to charge up that solar plexus chakra and to be stable and be grounded requires you to be still and allow the time for that fire to build. It's like a slow burn. If you haven't watched on the Patreon weekly reading tier, it's $5 a month. You get a 7-day free trial. I just posted the Leo season energy, and we talk a lot about this, about the slow burn. If you're rushing from one thing to the next, that fire is going to die out. Right now, we're feeding this energy center. We're allowing ourselves to regain momentum and to regain energy. taking the time to check in with your surroundings and with you. How can you kindle that fire and sustain long term? What is required of you? I love you guys. Check out the Leo season reading on the weekly readings tier on Patreon, where you can find more readings like this. I love you guys, and I'm moving on to pile 2. Number 2, our Celestial Tarot deck, our little yellow stone. Let's see what's in store for you in your sweet little heart space. Queen of Pentacles. The Moon. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, this feels like so earthy and grounded, yet very deeply spiritual. I feel like there's one more. There we are. Strength card, Leo. Let me feel into this for a second. I feel like you're in a really surrendered state. I feel like you're coming out of a season of being deeply, deeply, deeply sad. Deeply sad. And you're at a point where you feel kind of empty, but not in a bad way. Your energy feels very, very stable, but you're empty. Like, you're emptied out. And I see you just sitting still and allowing the moon to just fill you up. Like, I just see light pouring in. And I feel that you're really open to all the shadow parts. You're kind of like, fuck it, bring it on. Like, I've been through it all. I'm ready to be healed. You're not in a rush. You're kind of like, show me what I need to see about myself so that I can be radiant and alive and aligned. Like, I'm not moving out of this spot until you give me a sign as to where it is I need to go. You're in this sacred, divine, feminine, empty, open space. I see this visual of you like taking that moon energy, because you're really open right now, and kind of taking it in and like zipping yourself up and allowing yourself to be whole and healed. Like, you've done the work. You're literally radiating moonlight everywhere. And I feel like the moon has shown you all that it possibly can right now. And you're aware of that. I think that you know that. You're just waiting for the go-ahead, because it's been so long since you've actually been like active and social and seen. Like, for some of you, I feel like you haven't even been seen in a while. At least if you have been seen, no one knows all the shit that you've been going through. Like, you've been really private about everything. You've been hermit-like. And the invitation right now is for you to seal it up, sit with it for a little while, and slowly allow yourself to be seen. Slowly allow yourself to start integrating relationships back into your life, whether it's new ones, whether it's old ones. I feel like you're so grounded in who you are right now that it is totally okay for you to make conscious choices about who you spend time with. I feel like there's a lot of people from the past who you're not really interested in sharing time and space with. It's like you've taken so long and so much time and care and attention to yourself and to being really whole and healed and happy that you want to be very careful about who you let back in. I sense that there are people who are really excited to start spending time with you again and like want to hear your story and want to be a part of you. But also I see you just like walking. Some of you, I feel like you live somewhere new and you haven't done a lot of exploring yet. Like you're not, you don't know a lot of people around you. And I feel like it's really safe for you to start like getting out. And I see you like walking down the street in this like really quaint little city area. And I see you attracting energetically conversation and friendship. And I feel like you know the areas that you're feeling called to explore and you're getting the go ahead. For some people, you're really nestled in the place where you grew up and you're not very eager to interact with a lot of the normal community that you've been around in the past. Like it feels really heavy. And so I feel like for you setting the intention and actually praying, like let me find the right people. Where should I go? I feel like for you, it's a slower start in like getting out. I see you outside, like being in your yard or on your porch, or like mindfully finding like groups in your city or the city around you where you can be in community, and socializing. And I feel like on your mind, there's a few people who you've seen on socials or who you've known in the past who you kind of have been thinking about. And I feel like you're getting the go ahead to reach out or be really open to interacting with those people. But I do feel a sense of both being gentle with yourself and pushing yourself to do what's felt really uncomfortable for a while and put yourself out there that you're ready and that no one's gonna fuck with your vibes. Like immediately, even if you have an uncomfy encounter, like you're not ruined. Like you're still this sacred, beautiful vessel that you've worked so hard to cultivate. And so don't be afraid. Like you have your practices, you have you, and you have your connection with the divine, and you can easily sense what is and isn't for you. And you can ask for help when you need it and cleansing when you need it, and that you have everything you need right now to move forward. It feels really nice, actually. It's time to be seen. And again, there isn't a rush. Like we have the Strength card in reverse, the Leo energy. And so maybe this whole month you're just zipping it up and like feeling into your energy and setting intention to be social, or like towards, I see you like in the next couple of weeks, like slowly getting outside of your comfort zone. So take your time, but also hurry up. It's a little bit of both. And for your oracle cards, we have the solar plexus. The last group was solar plexus too. To open this solar plexus, try burning fiery incense and essential oils like saffron, musk, sandalwood, ginger, and cinnamon. So let me feel into what that chakra center feels like for most of you. I feel like this card is coming up because you are radiating light. And so like nothing, again, like I said, is coming into your field that isn't good for you, for your growth. So spend time meditating on that energy center and being this ball of light so that you can observe energy around you, not absorb it, because you have a lot of moon energy, which is very receptive. And so balance it out with this solar plexus energy. Like meditate on your belly Meditate on it being this big ball of sunlight, and that you can radiate that energy before you go out and about. So that light is pushing out anything that isn't for you, and kind of filtering anything that comes in has to match that frequency. And then we have the fish, which I think is so funny with the Pisces energy of the moon card. And let's see. Healing waters, so much water. This is so funny. This is about healing on a cellular level, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels, mainly physical. Helps healing for cancers and abnormalities of the human cellular structure. People feel relaxing, regenerating, healing energies throughout the body. This card imparts immense energy to the depths of the soul and to the physical body in need of repair, washing away the negative cells that have invaded the body form, cleansing the body on all levels. Remember to use positive intention with this mandala. Many healers use a specific mandala to assist in their healing modalities. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been actually sick for a long time. Like really sick, and there's fear and anxiety about, like, I feel for some of you, this is such a big shift, that part of you is afraid to be out and about because you're different. Like this experience has made you different. And you're uncertain of what's next, and you feel safe in your little bubble. The fish, though, I feel like the fish is here as a shapeshifter, but in a really good way. Like, I feel as if you're so in tune with yourself from having so much time alone that it's going to be easy for you to pick up on the energies and situations around you. And I feel like it also makes you able to mold in the best way. Like, this is not a toxic way where you can meet people. Like, I feel like the message is you don't have to overshare. You don't have to do more than you have the energy to do, and that you can kind of find situations and people who match your energy, and you can like feel into theirs. So if you need company and it needs to be chill without all the prying, like, you know who to call. If you like want to go into a social situation that requires no interaction with anyone else, like live music or poetry or something like that, like, find yourself a little corner. I think that the fish is here to remind you that there's many different versions of you, and you still maintain yourself on a soul level, and so you can show up in different ways in different places, and to just honor that. I want to see what else is coming up. I feel like you're putting off a lot of energy. Like literally radiating. I feel like it's kind of hard for you to be in your body right now. And I think that that visual of zipping it up helps you to keep your energy within and not become this like psychic sponge. So at the start, like, I just saw you like really open and like radiating. And what I'm seeing you do to kind of help is to contain. So like zip up that light and know that it's radiating inside of you and like healing within, and that you can keep that sacred. And then maybe picturing that orange light around you, like the solar plexus, like the sun. So you have this moon energy within, and then the sun energy all around, and you're protected. Like, that's you in your bubble. That's you integrating and like being really whole and not giving away too much. I also feel this sense of like the fear of going out into the world is being drained, which I think is very possible if you don't, before you leave your house, zip yourself up, create this barrier around you, and go out into the world in whatever way feels aligned for you. This group is like so dreamy. Getting outside too before you embark on new adventures is important. Like, no shoes on, outside, touching the earth, in your yard, getting sunlight on your porch if you don't have like a whole yard, like slowly integrating nature. And then when you're ready to move on to the next social gathering, off you go. But for now, it's nature. Which I think is funny because the first card was the first group was a lot about, we had that nature energy, like mandala card. So let me know how this feels for you. Remember, you can check out the Leo season reading on the Patreon weekly readings tier. It's $5 a month, $5.55 a month, and there is a 7-day free trial. So you can at least see the Leo reading for free. Love you guys. Really appreciate you for being here. Please like, subscribe, share this with people who may benefit from this reading. Peace out.